Aye.
Despite a promising start, and it started promisingly, but after that first goal went in, it became a very difficult game for you. Really, City dominated from that point on, wasn't it?
Good afternoon. Yes, tough game as you expected. Like all the teams that I play against, City side in their best or close their best is always really tough. And yes, we started really well the game with a plan behind the game to mix out a bit the position of Bobby Reid and in some moments in our defensive point of view, some good transitions in that during that period. I really believe that as always the goals play a big part in a football matches, but this afternoon is a good example of that. The way you considered almost all goals. Of course, credits for City, all that stuff, but you have to do much better in almost all the 4 goals. The first simple combination from Guardiola in that situation, the pass and go, you have to defend much better, you have to be more aggressive. And the second as well, okay, a little bit lucky after a good tackle from João. Probably in our best period, we had a chance with Rodrigo before the second goal, and they scored. And the third and the 4, more or less the same situation, unnecessary penalty at all, and that set piece goal that we considered in the moments that we have been really solid in defensive set pieces so far this season. And consider goals like that against a top side like City, of course, creates much more difficulties for us, and this is what's happened in the game. I agree with you. After the 1-0, City dominated completely the first half. We kept them quiet, not big chances for them, but the reality that we were not able to create any chance first half. And of course, the games have both sides, have the part that was important for us to keep them quiet, not to give them the chance to create chances. But at the same time, we should have created more. We had 1 or 2 moments more with Alex. That was the player that in that pocket area where you try to have him, he created something. Apart from that, nothing really special. At half time, we try to change, of course, to give more power in our attacking line. Try to put a different player in our right hand side, to isolate a little bit Adama Traore on the right hand side with the help of Andrés Pereira more on the right too. To give with Tom Carney a little bit more quality in our build up, to have more the ball, and from that moment to try to be more offensive. The start was good, the second half not created many, but I think we had a good chance with Rodrigo. After a cross from Adama, apart from that, nothing more, and the second goal killed the game.
Marco, to beat City, teams need to take risks and be brave. Do you feel that you needed to be more brave and aggressive against what was a physical team, City?
Yes, and I cannot say that we didn't try it. In some moments against this type of sides, definitely have to be brave. We planned the game to be brave. I think the first 10-15 minutes we showed that. We knew as well, because this team, they have the capacity to have long possessions, that is going to take some energy from you, is going to not just the energy, but emotional energy as well, that is going to take. Crucial against this type of sides, in this type of games, when you win the ball, to don't lose again quick. I think first half happened too often with us, because we, apart from the first minutes, we lost too quick the ball again, and of course we start to lose confidence. City sustain the pressure on yourselves, always in their offensive half, and is more difficult. I think was not a case of lack of braveness at all. Was much more the way you consider the goals that gave the confidence that they needed, and took confidence from ourselves and created a difficult scenario for us.
Did they start the match with 4 centre-backs across the back 4, a physical team? How much more difficult is it to face them when they've got that?
No, they are really physical. Not just, okay, when you see a team like them, that their priority is to keep the ball, and they have the capacity to keep the ball, and they don't want to lose the ball easy, never. And one of the reasons why they did it, to start with the 4 central defense, not something new for them. For sure, it was not the first, it's not going to be the last. But of course, create and put on the pitch a really physical side. Of course, when you have these 4 central defenders plus Rodri in front of the back line, they knew as well that we are a strong side in our offensive set pieces as well. Create a really solid defensive set pieces for them, that is playing always a big part in and the games too, and of course it's difficult in that aspect, physical point of view. We know that they are stronger than us, and in some duels we felt that.
Yeah.
Would you say this current City side is the best team you've ever faced as a manager?
I don't want to be unfair with the others, because if you are at this level of the season, at this stage of the season, with two teams being so tight there and in a big title race, is going to be unfair from myself to say. I consider really City not just one of the best in this country, but one of the best in the world, with no doubts about it. But when I played against Arsenal, I said more or less the same thing. Of course, Arsenal, in terms of Champions League and Europe, the last few seasons is not being at the same level than City, but what they have been doing so far this season is being incredible too, and because that they're still in the title race until now. And even Liverpool, of course, the last 3-4 games for them was completely different, and they dropped a little bit. But Premier League is so competitive that if you drop and you don't get results 1 or 2 weeks in a row, create completely a different scenario, and the people start to stop to talk about you. But of course, City, when you are champion three times in a row, or in the last, I don't know, 6, they won 4 or 5, and all that stuff, of course, speaks about themselves. I don't need to say many things about the title race this season. Yes, it's been tight between 3 clubs before, during the 10 months or 9 months. Now it's between the other 2, and they have to decide.
We're going to take the last 2 questions. We're going to go to Peter and then Jan. Okay. Peter.
Thank you.
Spoken before about your admiration for Pep Guardiola in football. Aside from the tactical side of things, I was wondering, City are in a title race. It feels like they thrive in it. To speak about that. I was wondering for you how much you sort of admire that and how difficult that is to create within the group.
Oh, they have been one of the things that everybody in football and at this level is searching for. Doesn't matter what race you are, what type of goals you have. It's about consistency, and this is really something that they have been always there. And the last no many seasons, even when they weren't champion, they were fighting there. And this is because that I mentioned before what Arsenal is being doing so far this season, because in football the most difficult thing is to get consistent in terms of performance and the results, and they have been achieving that. Doesn't matter the opposition, doesn't matter what type of teams they are playing against. The process is there, you can see it, and of course they have enough maturity already to go in that direction. Okay, we prefer to look for ourselves, and it's much more to talk about City. Really, I prefer to talk about myself. They deserve to win. They got the 3 points. Credit to them, and we have to move on.
Final question, Jan.
Marco, hello. One more game to go. Has this been a good season for Fulham?
No doubts about it. It's been a very good season for Fulham Football Club. It's been another great season for us. Of course, it's difficult. And myself, when you come here to talk about whole season, when you have a defeat and a heavy defeat at home, is not a easy one to take. The mood is not the same, and you can feel it for sure in my face and all that stuff. But if you have to look overall for the season, I have to say not just good, it's very good season for us. Successful again. A team that lost his main goal scorer last summer, and if you look for all the Premier League sides, how many they have to sell their main striker? No one. Unfortunately, it was ourselves. We are not able to go in the market to replace him really strong for many reasons. I already explained that. We rebuilt from the players that we got inside our squad. We got the confidence again on Raúl Jiménez. We developed Rodrigo to play at his level again and to score important goals. But we did with the players that we rebuilt, with the players that we had inside. I think 3 or 4 very good signings from us made a huge impact in our squad, like Calvin, Timo, and Timothy, and Alex, for example, plus the others. And I have to say that is being. When you played at our best level, we were really a fantastic team to see, to enjoy, Me, even myself as a manager, to enjoy really, because sometimes I like to enjoy my team playing football too. We had some fantastic performance at home this season. We beat some great sides as well, away from home as well. Some great wins too. We reached for the first time in club story the semi-finals of a Carabao Cup, and when I'm saying all these things, when everybody was talking in the beginning of the season about the second Premier League season syndrome, all that stuff. After the first 6-7 months, no one speaks no more about Fulham in that position, and again, just speaks about ourselves and what we have been doing. If you ask me if my ambition is trying to get more and to go more in the table, 100% sure. I have to be honest with you. After the last international break, after when you have beaten Tottenham or Brighton, I don't remember what game we had in that moment. We are in a very good moment of form. With almost all our squad available. We talked, and our ambition inside was to fight for something more, to try to go to climb more on the table. For different reasons, was not possible. That consistent that we were searching, we didn't achieve during that period. Premier League is really tough and competitive, and now is a moment for me as a manager to analyze why and to see and try to improve for next season. To be clear with the board again, to be clear with this football club, the steps that we should give if you want to keep improving.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.